and Neil coming live once again for Immunity for the Community podcast. How is everybody this Queen's Jubilee weekend? I hope you're enjoying an amazing time out here on this Queen's Jubilee weekend. I went to go see some movies. I watched Top Gun Maverick, and yeah, I think it was great. And I just saw my friend Gav. Big shout out to your boy Gav, and just hung out with him too. So today I'm going to talk about how I've been healing and growing and spiritually growing, as well as how I've lost weight on a vegetarian diet. I just want to say to everybody, I am getting better and better day by day, and what's helping me is the meditations. The meditations are really helping me to grow and rebuild myself and come back to my true self. Everybody, I revealed in the last episode how I was overcoming my mental health issues. I'm still a work in progress, but I can tell everybody I'm getting better and better day by day. I'm rebuilding, I'm getting stronger. I'm back in the gym 3 times a week. I'm getting better in my emotions, mentally and physically, and I'm starting to reintegrate myself a lot better back into normality. Everybody, I just appreciate all the support that you've been giving me on the posts. I've started to really feel the difference. I went through some deep healing and some spiritual rebirth and growth, and that's what I've been doing recently. So what I've been doing is I've been meditating every single day, and I've been chanting as well. I've been doing something called Om chanting, and that really helps to reset you as a person. Om chanting is the most deepest healing that a person can do for themselves, and I've been doing Om chanting for myself. It's helped me to deal with my pressures a lot better. It's helped me to regenerate myself and rebuild myself back to normality and my strength. And it's also given me the confidence again. I really I really went through a rough patch, and so I've been doing a lot of healing and rebirth and growth, and the meditations have definitely helped me. The meditations have put me back into that positive mind state, and it's put me back into that mind state of processing the emotions that they will go. I went into a state of anxiety where my emotions were not going, but now they are starting to go. And I just want to say to everybody, if there's anybody right now who's struggling with their mental health, for some reason you're getting triggered by something, have faith, have absolute faith that God will heal you. God heals us all. God heals us, and God heals those that trespass us too. But God will heal you. I trust that, and if I can do it, anybody can do it, and I just want to say to anybody out there struggling with their mental health, I'm rooting for you. I know that you're going to get back on track, because I'm back on track, and I'm getting better and better day by day. So today I'm going to talk about how I lost weight on a vegetarian diet, and how I use meditation as well as those vegetarian components of my meals to actually help me lose the weight. So I ended up weighing in about 12 stone 7, and this was because I was having some processed food. I was getting used to the vegetarian diet, and I was starting to kind of get to grips with what it is that I eat. Usually I eat those processed foods, so I had a lot of veggie style protein, veggie style chicken, and that was at lunch and dinner. So it was kind of like, well, I could either carry on doing it at lunch and dinner and then pack on the size, unfortunately, or I could change my approach and actually change what I eat. So what I decided to do was I had those chicken style proteins actually at lunch with a salad and the toast, and so I made like a veggie sandwich. And then I actually had at dinner times, I had lentils, I had sabji, I had gobi as well. And if anybody who doesn't know what that means, I'm basically saying I had a curry which was potatoes and cauliflower, and that actually served as my protein. And I was still able to lift 50 kilos on the bench press with potatoes and cauliflower curry, and that was with the rice as well as broccoli and carrots. So I've still been able to maintain that strength. Now that's even being a vegetarian. Now you could argue I've been in the gym for some time, but I actually started to lose weight with that. And what I noticed day by day, the more activity I got into, I was back into work. I was eating vegetarian style protein at lunch, and I was having those dinners on the night. I slowly and steadily got myself back to full strength. I slowly and steadily started lifting those weights. I started bench pressing, started bicep curling again, tricep dipping, and I got myself back to full strength. And I was able to actually lift 50 kilos for 3 main sets. And that's something that I was doing on meat, but now for spiritual reasons, of course, I'm vegetarian. I've adapted. So this is proof, everybody, that you can still do it on a vegetarian diet. Now, as Mr. Immunity for the Community, on the Write Your Own Story Transformation course, it still stands at $19.99 for the first month. I'm offering you that discount, but also be assured that I'm not going to look at you any kind of way if you want to be on this diet and you're a meat eater. That's entirely up to you. But this is very much self-managed. It's very much a case of I'm the coach, I can show you the way, and you apply yourself, and you put yourself in that certain state, you eat the right foods, and you get yourself into shape, and I can do that for you. I can help you to rewire your mindset. I can help you to get your body exactly where you want to be, visualize it as if it's already done, and make that happen. And I know how to do that, and I'm okay with it if you're a vegetarian or if you're non-vegetarian. It's just, for me, that's my choice, that's my lifestyle, because this is something that I've spiritually grown into as a Hindu. But I totally okay with it. We can train one to one in person or at the gym, or even on a Zoom or Teams call. I'm totally open to those things. So I was still able to do that on a vegetarian diet. I started the week weighing in at 12 stone 7, and this was from adjusting to that vegetarian lifestyle. I was adjusting to now drinking more water, not having as many sugars in my food, actually having to count the calories, thinking about proteins, swapping out my proteins a lot for mushrooms, the chicken style proteins, the chicken style strips, the fish style strips, which are like fish style, and falafels. So I was noticing, because I was having those, I was putting on weight because there was a lot of dough in it. But that's what I have to do as a vegetarian, and that's part of my regimen. So what I chose to do was, every day I had those chicken style pieces at lunch. I had a salad to go with it. I cut up one piece, 2 slices of bread, and I put in some vegetarian mayonnaise, because now I do vegan mayo as well. So that's part of my diet. And once I was done with that and I was able to do it all, I kept that routine going. My sleep pattern got back to normal. As soon as my sleep pattern got back to normal, and I was integrating these good habits into my lifestyle, I noticed that I started to lose weight day by day. My belly sucked in. After my belly sucked in, my chest came out, my muscles came out, and my body started to regenerate. My skin got clearer. My mom had noticed that my complexion was a lot better. So good things were coming of it. And day by day I kept doing this, and one day, I show up to weigh in, as I do on the Saturday, and I weighed in at 12 stone 4. So I lost 3.5 pounds in 1 week on a vegetarian diet. And this is what I'm telling everybody. The body takes longer to process food when you are eating meat, because when you eat meat, it can take anywhere between 60 to 72 hours just to process that food through your body. When you're vegetarian, it can take maybe 20 to 30 hours before you process the food in your body. Now, that's a big difference, you see. So one thing I notice now as a vegetarian, as opposed to somebody who used to eat meat, is that I do burn through my food a lot quicker. I I burn through my meals a lot faster as the vegetarian food is being used up and it's going out my body. So I'll eat those vegetarian meals, and I'll burn it through the day, and I'll quickly lose that weight, and then my metabolism will speed up. Whereas when I was eating meat, it could take easily a couple days. I would go to the toilet every day, but likely that meat is going out after 2 days every time. As a vegetarian, the food is definitely being processed and going out right then and there. It is a big difference as a vegetarian. You know, when you're thinking about the processing time, you're thinking about the health, you're thinking about the metabolism, you're thinking about also, your skin complexion, because you're not consuming as many things that have bacteria already in them. You're consuming plant-based food, so that's actually helping you in your skin, that's helping you in your body, that's helping you in your emotions too. Because as you're going to eat vegetarian, that's going to actually clean your body out of as much bacteria as possible. There's going to be there's going to be a lot more likelihood of you having bacteria when you are per se a meat eater, and that's purely because there's already bacteria inside meat, so you're having to wait for that bacteria to also go out of you. So that's kind of the downside of it. But this isn't me being a vegetarian knocking it. This is just saying part of the reasons why I've chose to go down the vegetarian route, as well as spiritually I've been, reborn. And so yeah, guys, I'm back into a routine, I'm back in schedule. I saw I've seen some friends recently, and I'm starting to pick myself up. And be on the lookout for immunity for the community, everybody. I am coming back. I am getting myself back to full strength, and sooner or later you're going to keep seeing me on here every single day. And I just want to say to everybody who's been on my posts, I have so much love for you guys who have been really supporting me through my journey. And I have absolute love for everybody. I am better, and I'm getting my confidence back. But today, I think this is a great moment for me to talk about my healing and my journey, because there's been so much that has changed about me. I've changed my mindset, I've changed my diet, I've changed my routines, and I've changed my mentality as well. And this is also a lesson to everybody that the champions can go through the tough times, but we always bounce back. And anybody listening to this right now, you will also bounce back. You have faith. God is with you. I know God will see you through this. And honestly, I have nothing but love for everybody who's backed me up in this situation. Everybody who's backed me up, who's given me a kind word, who said, look, Anil, you're going to make it, you're going to be fine, glad to see you smiling again. I'm very touched by that. I'm very touched. I'm getting better day by day, and you're part of that. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is doing this, because if it weren't for people like that, if it weren't for these great people on my posts telling me all these things, I might not still be doing this podcast. But winners never quit, quitters never win. And that's my motto, And as I would say, everybody, I'm channeling the inner Rocky, and right now the inner Rocky is very strong. The inner Rocky is back. The inner Rocky is in the flesh. And the inner Rocky is vegetarian, but he's still the inner Rocky, So I just want to say to everybody, it's been a pleasure to serve you again today on Immunity for the Community. As I would say, everybody, channel your inner Rocky. It's your main man, Anil, live once again. Peace out. Have a great Jubilee Bank Holiday weekend. Bye now.